Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brock Page, and if you want to save yourself some time, check out my picks for this video in the description section below. Once again, I'm not a sports betting expert, I'm just a fan. That said, let's get into some picks for Friday the 10th. Golden State -8 at Memphis. Total points dropped down to 215.5. Straight up, Golden State has won 6 of their last 7, but failed to cover in 3 of their last 5. Memphis successfully covered in their first 2 matchups with Golden State. They're also a solid 63% at the current point spread. Both teams have gone under the line in 2 of their last 3. All that said, I'm taking Golden State winning outright as game 1 of my parlay. I'm also taking Memphis plus 16 in an 8-point teaser. Next game, Miami -6.5 at Brooklyn after opening up as the 5-point favorites. Total points dropped down to an even 213. Miami's on a 12-game winning streak. Not going to pick against them. Both teams have collectively averaged 212 total combined points in their last 4 games, respectively. Just sticking to a winner here, I'm taking Miami to win this one outright as the second game of my 2-teamer. That's right, Miami winning outright as my second game of the 2-teamer. Next matchup, San Antonio -4.5 at Detroit. Total points dropped down to an even 209. Detroit's an amazing 80% against the spread as the official home underdog. San Antonio's failed to cover in 3 of their last 4. Both teams have gone under the line in 2 of their last 3. All that said, I like San Antonio to win this one outright for some money line cash. I do like Detroit plus 12.5 in teaser number 1. Next contest, Denver plus 2.5 at New York. Total points jumped up to an even 228. Denver successfully covered in their first matchup with the Knicks. They're also a solid 67% at the current point spread. On the other side, New York's covered just 10 of 21 against teams winning less than 45%. The Knicks have also failed to cover in their last 3 games, all of which were at home. I hate taking road teams to cover, but I have to take Denver plus 10.5 in teaser number 1. Next game, New Orleans plus 3.5 at Minnesota. Total points jumped up to an even 211. Both teams are very bad against the spread. Ironically, both teams are 13 games under 500 as well. Both teams have failed to cover in 4 of their last 5 games. Both teams have collectively averaged 216 total combined points in their last 4 games, respectively. Minnesota's last 7 games have gone over the total posted points. All that said, I'm taking the over 203 in teaser number 2. Next matchup, Indiana plus 5 at Washington. Total points dropped down to 214.5. Washington successfully covered the spread in their 2 matchups with Indiana. They're also a solid 69% at the current point spread. They're also an impressive 70% as the official home favorite. On the other side, Indiana's covered just 9 of 25 games on the road. They failed to cover in their last 2 games as well. Home teams typically cover. I just want to make sure I'm moving the lines and taking Washington plus 3 in teaser number 2. On a side note, both teams collectively averaged 218 total combined points in their last 4 games, respectively. Next contest, LA Lakers plus 3.5 at Milwaukee. Total points at 219. Milwaukee's laying 165 for some money line cash. Both teams are terrible against the spread in most categories. Both teams have collectively averaged 221 total combined points in their last 4 games, respectively. Both teams have also gone over the line in 2 of their last 3. All that said, I'm taking the over 219 in a straight-up standalone pick. Next game, Atlanta -1 at Sacramento. Total dropped down to 208.5. Atlanta's laying 115 for some money line cash. Atlanta successfully covered the spread in their first matchup with Sacramento. They also successfully covered the spread in 3 of their last 4. The Kings have covered just 16% of their games at the current point spread. Both teams collectively averaged 213 total combined points in their last 4 games, respectively. All that said, I got to take an away team again. I like Atlanta plus 7 on the road in teaser number 2. Next and final matchup, Chicago at Phoenix. No stats needed. I'm taking Chicago, winning this one outright in a close one for some money line cash. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert. Once again, I am not a sports betting expert. I do not implore you to take any of my picks. If for some reason you decide to use the information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page, Predictions and Sports Picks, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.